Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good in yourself.
I'm awesome. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me clearly?
If I can. How's things in Thailand?
Things are awesome. Things are awesome. Can't complain. Just enjoying a little bit of a sunset
Wow.
right now. Getting back from training.
Wow.
How's things back in the Cape?
Yo. It's a bit chilly today. But not too bad. Cape Town
Mm-hmm.
weather, you get like in one day.
Yeah. Okay,
What
awesome.
is it like being in a country, coming from the Cape Flats and then now relocating to Thailand? What's that like?
Hey, Jerome. Are you good? Things are generally, I mean, it's pretty awesome. Living on a tropical island. Really easy lifestyle. So there's nothing to complain about. Obviously, you always miss home. It's not home, but generally, it's pretty amazing getting to explore, getting to experience a different culture, a different way of living, a different way of being, a different way of thinking. Because it is the East, and the lifestyle is quite different to where we're from. But absorb, adapt, and learn and implement. That's the takeaway.
Uh, Wow. Wow. I forgot to even give you a official welcome because I was, so amazed by the view. It's the first time I ever see
Hmm.
it, like joining me while it's but yeah, welcome. This is the Star Corner, where I
Hmm.
interview stars such as yourself, and I call each guest that comes in the show a star because I see a star as somebody that shines through the darkness.
Hmm.
Stars will always shine up dark at least, or always come up every single day. And I look at a star as somebody that has a great work ethic, and a great mindset, such as yourself. And this is such a great show for me to have host a guest like you today because mindset is something that I've applied to my life
Hmm.
through all the things that I've been like having a powerful mindset really changes everything. It's really how you perceive life,
Hmm.
that um helps you to propel to. So the first thing that you struggle with was your weight. Can you just provide us with some insight to that? Why was it that you now wanted to change your body? What was it that you didn't like about yourself?
So I wouldn't say the first thing that I struggled with was my weight. I would definitely say the very first thing that I struggled with was the self of, I was extremely insecure, low self worth. Um, so I think that was the starting point, and that was also just a result. My weight was just a symptom of a deeper problem. You understand? With
Yeah.
me not being confident with who I am, the person who I am, in spite of where I am or where I was, that didn't matter. So through going on that journey, once discovering that, you know what, it's up to me to actually take hold of my life. And I mean, I was always ambitious growing up, always ambitious. But like, the struggle on the Cape Flats is real. Um, Simply seeing people graduate from school as a major achievement, yet people having to graduate from university seems like wow. So I always had my eyes set on getting a degree and things, and expecting my life to change with a degree, with a piece of paper. But I was quickly awoken to the fact that that's not the truth. And after that, after graduating, after finishing my bachelor's degree in psychology, I actually slipped into depression because I didn't even want to go to my own graduation. Here's a boy who comes from a family where his parents didn't have, they weren't fortunate enough to actually attend university. The same goes for my extended family. And being the second person in my family after my sister to actually graduate from university, I found myself not wanting to attend my own graduation ceremony because I was unemployed. I just didn't see the value in me having sacrificed so much to get to where I was, to only be there, to still be stuck in the same circumstances, in the same mindset, and having the same perception of life. And like I told you, then it came across my body, my weight, and I started going on a journey of self-discovery. And one of the turning points in it was, and I always say, crisis is the best thing that can happen to us. And we always want to avoid the challenges of life. And that is natural. All of us want to avoid it. Okay, we just want the good times. But the growth comes from the hard times, from the challenges, from reflecting. Because that's when we sit back and look at why is things going this way? Okay, why is things not happening for me? But in the good times, what do? We're celebrating. We're not reflecting. We're not making adjustments to our perception, okay, to our plans, okay, to our skill set. So that's why the crisis points obviously are like really powerful for you. And then, so shortly after, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. Shortly after university, I got offered a scholarship program, and obviously very pumped to go and do this because the opportunity seemed really awesome. Get an internship and postgraduate scholarship at university, everything. And then I had to go in and pitch why I deserved this. So I was already shortlisted of thousands of candidates, okay, shortlisted. We were only a bunch of 30, and each one of us had to basically say why we wanted to be on this program. And on the day of the pitch, it was actually one of the like, like I say, it was a crisis point for me. So I went in. I remember step into the auditorium, and here I am, a boy, easily. I'll call myself a boy, easily 23 years old, low self-esteem. Like I said, I was always driven, but I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
I wasn't given the tools to actually take control of it. Then went in there, and I completely froze. I completely stuttered. I could not even answer the questions, okay? And it was only supposed to be like a 1-minute pitch. Anyway, never got that. But in that moment, after that entire event, I actually sat down and I started asking myself, like, why did this happen? Okay. And through my reflection, I actually realized that, you know what? A key thing in that moment is that I need to take control of my life. The onus is on me, no one else. The fact that I never got the scholarship, I can't blame anybody else, understand? The fact that I didn't go to the best high school, the fact that I wasn't an A student, the fact that, my parents never had money to send me to afford the best tutors, whatever it is, all that excuses didn't matter. The fact mattered is that I need to take responsibility. I need to own where I am and say, how am I going to make a change? And that is when it started. So I said, let me work on my body. Okay. Still being depressed, just started running, started going out. And little bit by little bit, things started to change. And yeah, that's basically the seed, where the seed was planted in the change of my mindset, the perception of life.
Wow, I love it, man. I love it. Such a in-depth story. You feel like you were always ambitious, but you never had the tools. And I've read somewhere that your brother-in-law helped you in your transformation. Was there anybody else or any other place where you kind of see certain tools that helped you to become the person that you are today?
Like I said, there were many people in my life who I seeked out. Okay, so whether it was in fitness, I would always look at people who had results that I wanted. So whether it was in fitness, with my brother-in-law, whether it was running, it was my cousin-in-law. So there were always people I would try to reach out to who I thought already had a certain level, whether it wasn't at the top, but it was way better than what I had. So, and that was something that always helped me. And seeing that I never had people in my surrounding to actually empower me with, business knowledge or how to strategize and all these things, I started seeking mentors online. Okay, I started reading books. I started immersing myself in reading. I promise you, I've read hundreds, if not thousands of books since the age of maybe 24. Okay, and this is somebody who, when I started university, I could not read. My girlfriend told me at the time, she's like, Kyle, you really have a problem with reading, eh? And this is a guy who graduated, who finished matric, basically one of the top at my school. But that just shows the level of my school, you understand? Going to university, I could not read. But the challenges, the obstacles can become your opportunity when you face it head on, when you say, listen here, how can this help me grow? Okay? Am I going to stop there and start to feel like a victim of where I am, of what I have, or am I going to find a way around this? Okay? Am I going to find a way that I can climb over this? There's always a way. And that's what we need to understand. The human spirit is resilient, but we need to tap into that resilience.
Awesome. So now you've kind of, you were at the point where you started developing yourself, you went into, diving deep into yourself, trying to figure out what you could do to start going on that process to want to become the person that you envision for yourself, and you started to embark on that. Where was the point where you decided now you need to go out and help others that you know, or maybe also in a dark space? So what made you want to go and do that?
So like I said, I graduated with an undergrad initially in psychology. Then after the whole depression stint, and after not getting awarded the scholarship, I then enrolled for an honors degree in psychology. And that is actually a point where in my life when I started helping people in a counseling setting. That was around about the age of 23, where I actually started going in, working at NGOs, volunteering my time. I had done that for easily 4 years of my life, where I would just serve. I would just serve. And I mean, I've learned a lot since then, but that was the foundation. It set the foundation for who I am right now, and and why I believe I have the power to change anybody's mindset if they are willing to learn. But it all started by planting the seeds, going out there. And I remember my first session being extremely nervous. Okay. But like I said, you only get better. So yeah, that's where I started. But I always had a lot of love for helping people, and I just didn't know the direction that I wanted to go and take it in.
So now, it kind of reminds me because it's so similar to Jared's story. Jared also had that time, when he was depressed, going through so much. And then, he started on a journey to help himself. And he also got involved in this, in certain NGOs to try to, help himself get better at his craft, starting to help people and just, giving and taking in from that. Then you develop Coach Success, which is amazing. I don't think people realize the power, such as you said, reading. For those that maybe don't want to read it, your podcast, you can get so much knowledge from. And I mean, but people can do so many, people can multitask, Like I can listen to the podcast, I can study for my exam while I'm getting knowledge, while my mindset. What made you want to develop Coach Success? And can you please speak of some of the programs that you offer? Because I know that there are different programs that you offer for people.
Yeah. So you see, like I said, I started on a mission of helping people during my honors degree when I was studying psychology. And then I just started pivoting. And I always knew that I wanted to go into the domain of helping and serving people. But still, the vision wasn't really that clear. I started, after my weight loss, I started helping people with fitness. But I knew deep down it wasn't fitness that I was helping them with. It was the mindset I was helping them with. And because I wouldn't do longer duration programs, usually we have, if you start up with a gym or something, you want to do a 3 months, 6 months, 1 year to actually get the proper results. But for me, it's never been about that. It's about come and join me for a couple of sessions. And then you see how you walk away transformed. I will transform the belief in yourself that you can accomplish or achieve your dream body. Because many people come in there, or when people want to embark on this weight loss journey, they're really scared. You understand? They're like, what are people going to think about me if I can't do 2 push-ups, okay? Or if I can't keep up with the next person. But I start instilling a belief in other people that, you know what, it doesn't matter where you are, okay? So I will gradually start building up a belief that this is possible. And then I allow them to go on their own. So I equip them with the tools. So that was through my fitness boot camps. So I'll equip them with the tools, I show them how to do it, and I give them a sense of belief, okay, of certainty, that you can do this if you have the correct process, okay, and the commitment. And gradually, I started realizing my true passion isn't with fitness, okay, because like I said, what I instill in people is the belief. I love fitness, but my true passion is helping people with their minds, okay? And that's how I started saying, okay, I'm going to start developing this platform. I started out with blogging, and then started working with one-on-one clients remotely, because obviously I moved to Thailand by that time. And that's how I basically started Coach Success. So now what I do right now is I work with people mostly one-on-one, okay? One-on-one is no matter where you are in your life, if you are open to learning, okay, I can guide you. That's it. No matter if you're an entrepreneur and you don't know which way next, okay? Because what I do is I'll take a bird's eye view of your life, okay? And then we look at what's holding you back from achieving the results that you desire. And we try to formulate a plan to get you there. So it can be entrepreneurs, it can be people who's just starting out, whether it is on their personal growth journey, okay, or developing themselves into who they want to be. So all in all, or even athletes, I work with mostly athletes at this point of my life, but all in all, like I say, it's about people, guiding people to where they want to go, giving them the tool sets, because the tools don't change no matter where you are. The same principles apply, okay? It's just about taking that principles and seeing how does it work with where I am right now. That's it. Doesn't change whether you're starting out or whether you're at the top of your game. same principles apply. Yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
little bit
Go
about
through the same thing.
yeah. So that's a little bit about the programs that I do one-on-one right now. I will be launching more group programs in the next month. In June, I'll be starting up again with some. I usually do some challenges and things, and then I have the podcast, which I started last year January, as a way for me to basically learn because I love learning. Okay, so I love absorbing the thoughts, ideas, the mindsets of other people because I know through my work, through my studies, I know that everybody on this planet struggles. We all face challenges. We all face hardships. We all face adversities, okay, to varying degrees, okay. But at the end of the day, for the individual, it's subjective. It feels like a mountain. So if one person can summit their mountain, the next person can too. It's just about how do I find the tools to realize that. That's
Yeah.
ultimately what I do in a nutshell. So whatever your mountain is,
You,
I help you get the tools to summit that.
you kind of just answered my next question that I had,
Mm-hmm.
about the podcast is, unfortunately enough, I met three of the people that interviewed. I've
Mm-hmm.
met, like, met Eric, and I've even met, Alvin A,
Yeah, yeah.
at his home. I've met really mindset. I mean, Alvin is paralyzed, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw him, he was doing this, he was raising funds for this radio station that I'm a part of, Audit.
Mm-hmm.
And he was coming up, and wow, you've been doing this thing for 3 days. I was like, don't you have any sore muscles and that? And most people that are in his position wouldn't laugh. They
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't see the humor. I was like, oh damn, he pulled his hammy. And then he said, I'm joking. Then I remember you can't feel his leg. But you see the humor.
Yeah.
And so answer my question about seeing, because I find that as someone that's very motivated,
Mm-hmm.
that's always to get the to get what else someone else is doing, to get the mindset of somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of like food. You need food to survive every
Mm-hmm.
single day. You can't eat once and it's not you. Kind of same like with your fitness. You need to keep on training
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise your muscles will. Same with your mind. You need to keep on practicing your
Exactly.
mind or your mind period. But I want to get into something else that you've been doing, which is Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the physical fighting, because obviously there comes a lot of challenges
Mm-hmm.
in Muay Thai, and if you do, like you said, you train the mind first.
Mm-hmm.
The mind is a starting point for everything, whether it's your
Exactly.
career, whether it's performing, whether even fitness,
Mm-hmm.
something such as the fighter. You change your mindset, you can
Mm-hmm.
really accomplish anything. So how did the fighting come and help and influence your lifestyle?
So you see, when I moved here to Phuket, like I was very, very much into trail running, and it's something that I would have said. Like right now, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm that fit in trail to go run up a mountain. But before I came here, that's what we did. So when I got here, I was like, okay, what can I do? I need a new challenge, and I decided, the national sport is Muay Thai, and I wanted to immerse myself in the culture to really learn it. And that is what I started doing. I just started learning, like, okay, and I'm not professional, but it's to being able to protect yourself. Okay, the key thing is growing up, like in the hood and stuff. I always protected myself in my mind. Okay, that's the thing. So I can strategize myself out of a situation, and I was very good at that. Not saying I wasn't physically able to do it, but I would move away from the physical aspect. And so I was never a fighter, but for me, I was also always a fighter because I always fought for what I want, just not physically. So I think Muay Thai fitted
Yeah.
in well with who I am, is because it's a new challenge, it's something that I've never done. But also not that, it's understanding that this is a guy who at the age of 23 decided to embark on a fitness journey. Before that, the last time he played any type of sport was primary school. Okay, that was the last time I played any form of sport. But already, sorry, there's a lot of bugs flying around. But but in a couple of years, what I've been able to achieve in fitness, many people spend a lifetime trying to do. Like I said, whether it was getting shredded, getting abs, being featured in Men's Health, starting at boot camps, helping other people achieve their transformation. So for me, it was just like, it was gradual, being able to say, you know what, this is the next challenge for me to push myself. And it's very difficult. It's a different skill set that you're using and learning a new way of moving your body and your mind. So for me, it's like it's strengthening me in that sense where I know it was the steep learning curve. You understand? The steep learning curve going into it, being able to say, oh, okay, I'm going to do this again. Oh, I'm going to do this again. Because there are many elements that I needed to get. Okay. Like I said, I'm still not there, but the flow is at least there. So, like I said, it's about sticking with it. It's about committing to it. It's about accepting the challenge. And at the end of the day, the best thing that you can do for yourself, no matter who you are, is to condition your mind. And ultimately, that's what it's doing. There's an incline, and I'm saying I'm taking on this incline. And the incline being an example for the steep learning curve of Muay Thai. Understand? The fact that I haven't been a fighter, the fact that I was already almost 30 years old. You understand what I'm saying now? So that's a steep learning curve. For many people, they would back away. For many people, they'll be afraid. But the way you distinguish yourself is not to follow the crowd. The way you distinguish yourself mentally is to say, this is the incline. I'm going to run up it. Okay? And that's how you strengthen yourself. So when you do face life's challenges, the big, steep inclines, okay, the hills, the difficulties, you know that you will be there for yourself. You know that you will back yourself. You know that you got the momentum, the strength, the energy, the tenacity to keep going. And that's ultimately it. It's a fact of how hard can you go? Okay, preparing yourself to go hard for when life's obstacles do come your way. That's it.
And they always going to come your way. I
Exactly.
wanted to ask,
Exactly.
why Muay Thai? Why not any other fighting style? What was it about Muay Thai that interested you?
It's simply the fact that it's a national sport. So I promise you, in this road right here where I'm standing, they are, and this is about, maybe the street is about 3 kilometers. There are 2 Muay Thai gyms. This is an example. Every little corner has a Muay Thai gym. So kids, all the kids, that's what they are doing. 9 years old, they start training already. It's a lifestyle. So it's very much ingrained into their culture. You get what I'm trying to say now. So it's not something that I needed to even decide, like, oh, I want to do boxing, because you have to go and find that. Yeah, you don't have to find it. You can just walk into the next corner and say, okay, it's a gym. How about I join? Yeah, so that's basically.
Now I want to know what keeps you going, because I know you said on the journey there was many times where you wanted to get fit and then you just stop and you gave up. And there's so many times people want to chase their dreams and then maybe get the first obstacle or they lose that momentum and they give up too soon. And maybe they give up when, just maybe one more push to get in there. So what was it that kept you motivated this time, that you really decided to embark on this journey? What was it that kept you motivated to pursue this challenge, and to overcome it?
Okay. Can you repeat the first part? I heard the last part, but the first part, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that? Sorry. What was it about?
So what was it that motivated you, right? Because there was often many times when you wanted to lose weight. There was many times that you wanted this journey, but you just kind of gave up too soon, or you lost interest. And many people up too soon when they want to go and chase their dream. So what was it about this specific time now that you wanted to embark on this journey of changing your body? What was it that motivated you? Despite all the storms that kept coming your way, what motivated you to keep on going this time?
Basically, what I would say is when I did the whole body transformation, the goal that kept me, firstly, is the fact that I built up momentum. So wherever somebody is in their life, it's about saying, okay, how do I take the first step? No matter if it's fitness, no matter if it's starting a business, no matter if it's learning a new skill, what are the things that I need to do? Looking at the grand scheme of things, what are the skill sets that are going to help me get there? Saying, okay, how do I take the first step to move towards the first? That's it. And if it's something that you start falling in love with, okay, and it's going to be the difficulties, but saying, I'm going to keep going. And you see, there are different ways and techniques to ensure that you keep going. For example, with fitness, is finding somebody. Like I said, I had people whose lifestyle was fitness. Understand? That's they did. They worked in the gym. They trained all the time. So I surrounded myself with that. Okay, that's what they say. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So it's saying, how can you spend your time with the people who you want to be like, okay? And then you will start doing the things that they're doing. Ultimately, that is the, if you ever want a shortcut, okay, or a hack to achieve what you want, is finding the people who already have it. Start hanging out with them. Identify what habits they have, okay? What is their routine like? How can you start also being like that? Because the thing is, the more you are around people like that, you will start becoming like them. Like I said, you become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most of your time with, okay? So our identity is not static. It's always changing. So we need to understand that when we're around people like that, it's either these people are up here and I'm out here when I'm coming. So you need to understand that you need to say, okay, it doesn't matter, I'm going to keep growing. So there's 2 things that can happen. Either you're going to try to learn to keep up with them. The other thing is you're going to back away and leave them. You understand? And you know what's going to be in the best interest for you is to stay with them and try to keep up with them. Don't try to be exactly like them, but try to keep up, slowly building up that. And that is good to build up the momentum in your life. Whether it is in fitness, like I said, or any skill, okay, or any single thing that you want to achieve, your dream, is building the momentum first. Finding the people who already have the results you want and slowly and progressively working your way in that direction. So that is the very first thing, like I said, is doing that. And then just understanding that it becomes a lifestyle. I no longer trained for my body, okay? I trained for my mind. So after my results, I realized that, yeah, it's good to have abs. It's good to be ripped and all these things. But I was still at the point where, even though I was confident, I was at the point where I would say it bordered on being egocentric, not understanding why other people can't do the same thing that I did. You understand? So it was also a learning opportunity for me to realize that it's okay. Not everybody needs to do that. Everybody has their own battles they're fighting. So progressively understanding that, yes, this is what I wanted, okay? But being happy and celebrating the results that you have already. Because I didn't allow myself to be happy. Even though I attained that, I lost 25 Ks, and I thought I wasn't there yet. You understand what I'm trying to say now? So it became less of trying to chase this dream body and more of trying to chase the dream me. That's it. And fitness became part of that, okay? An element of chasing the dream me. So basically that is it. Part of the habit to becoming who I want to become.
Wow. And you know, it goes without saying that whatever group you are in, whatever friend group you are in, there will always be pressure. There will always be a pressure of doing something. But like you said, it depends on people you surround yourself with. Whether they will pressurize you into doing wrong things or they'll pressurize you into becoming this version of yourself.
Exactly. So, sorry, you just broke up there again. Can you repeat that? Sorry, the last part.
One of your biggest accomplishments is I think you are probably like the most proudest of was getting the opportunity to be a speaker at one of the TED Talks. How did that feel? You know, speaking. You've seen so many influential people worldwide that have spoken on at a TED Talk. How did it feel? Somebody coming from the Cape to speak on that platform.
It was pretty amazing, first of all. But like I said, just another win, okay? And just another win in my arsenal toolkit, or my toolkit of wins. Like I said, I'm just stacking it up, just helping me become the best version of me so that I can ultimately help other people become the best versions of themselves. And you see why it was a major win for me is because if we rewind back to earlier where I mentioned that I couldn't even pitch the proposal when I did the scholarship, when I pitched for the scholarship, okay? So why did that happen? The fact, I'll tell you, low self-esteem, okay? I felt inferior to the people who were around me. And then thirdly, the fact that I could not speak. You know, us boys coming, or girls, whoever, coming from the Cape Flats, we speak English. English was my first language, but I wasn't a competent English speaker. Okay, so I was always had that at the back of my mind, like, oh my word, I'm speaking broken English. Are they going to take me serious? All these things. How do I pronounce the words properly? All these things added to the already broken self-image that I had. So the fact that I could get on an international stage, TEDx stage, and actually speak, okay, and do it confidently was a major win, because that just showed that I could build myself up to get there. You understand? Because I could have accepted the fact that I'm afraid of public speaking. Like many people, they will accept I'm afraid. But I decided, no, this battle's not over. This is my one life that I have, and I'm willing to give it all to becoming the best version of myself, to maximize who I can become. Because I'm not only doing it for me, for selfish reasons, I'm doing it for the other people out there who can't or don't believe in themselves, who don't have the resources. I didn't have the resources, but I made a way, okay? There's always a way to become who you want to become, to believe in a better tomorrow, to always have hope, because tomorrow can be better, but it's about what are you willing to do about where you are right now, okay? What are you willing to do? How are you willing to take that step forward? How are you willing to progress from where you are? And the thing is, like I said, we all face our battles. Everybody. Don't ever think that, this person has this business or this person has this car or this lifestyle, or is a professional athlete or has been featured in this or is on TV. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everybody has a battle with the mind. Okay? It's ultimately a battle with the mind. And every day you need to get up and say, how can I master my mind today? Because it's a daily effort and a daily practice. Doesn't ever stop. Doesn't ever stop. And the more you can do that and you ingrain that into your daily routine, into your life, the more you will start excelling in your life and start seeing the fruits of your labor starting to come and grow. Yeah, so
Wow,
I know
wow.
I went a bit on a tangent there, but essentially that's why it's a big win for me is the fact that I said I was broken as a 23, 24-year-old, but I consciously designed the guy you see in front of you, whether it's my body, my speaking ability, you understand? The fact that like I told you, low self-esteem, thought everybody's bigger and better than me. But now I can work with people, like I say, people from all walks of life, people who are professional athletes playing across the world. I'm able to work with them and help them because I was able to work on myself and build myself up. Understand? And now knowing there's no difference between who you are, who I am, the next person, besides the fact that what they're telling themselves in their mind. Story we keep repeating. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow, man. Thanks, Rob. Rob just hopped on as well now. Someone that,
What's
that
up?
you also impact.
Yes,
Kelly,
yes, yes.
he saying champion. You said you were going overboard, but to me, I didn't feel like you were going overboard at all. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that when our mind goes on season, that is when the greatest things, to me, the greatest thing that come out of our mouth is not when we plan it, it's when it
Mm-hmm.
just comes from a thought process. Mind is
Exactly.
like starting to run like something. And you basically answered my last question that I had, where I was going to ask you, is there any practices that people watching right now can take away from
Mm-hmm.
this? And you basically gave those practices. Sorry, we live in the Cape Flat. I just need to do something right now. Dankie! Yo, I wish I never had to do that on my life. Sorry, the
No,
bro is
don't
helping me
worry,
out.
don't worry,
Yeah,
don't worry.
everybody's going to know now I live in the block, who's going to watch this time.
It
But
doesn't matter
anyway,
where you come from. Only thing that matters is where you headed. That's the only
oh
thing.
yeah, I know exactly where I'm headed,
And,
man.
and
But I do want to say thanks.
yeah, before I go, I just want to tell
Yeah.
you something about that. You see, even the fact that, like you said, you made a joke, and I know you might. I can see the fact that you don't really care about that. Oh, growing up in the block, but there are many people who think that adversity, the fact that their parents aren't able to give them the clothes or this education or this thing, they feel that that is something that holds them back. But it's a mind, like I told you, because your adversity can become your greatest advantage. When you discover there are people who have everything, but they face the same mind battles that you do, then you're like, so why am I scared? Why am I afraid? I've conquered my dragons. You get what I'm trying to say now? So then you know nothing can hold you back. Nothing can hold you back.
Yeah. It's like what Steve Harvey says. If you look at your track record of all your bad days that you survived, your
Mm-hmm.
track record of surviving is 100%. The last question
Exactly.
that I want to ask you is something really important that I've heard you speak about, which I think that we started from the bottom now here, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is something really important because many people look down at it. You spoke something about ego, but you spoke it in such a positive way because many people think ego. And speaking to Rob last time, we were speaking about confidence. Many
Mm-hmm.
people think that having an ego, confidence is a bad thing. Can you
Yeah.
tell us why it is and
Yeah.
what is the thing that can make it better?
Okay. So basically, ego is we need to understand that our identity, everything we are, is based on an identity, okay, that we've built up from a story. So whoever you are, whoever I am, is simply based on the story we've been telling ourselves. And sometimes what happens is that this story gets put up, we start blowing it up in a way where we start thinking that we are better than others. Okay? So that is basically ego at play. When we start thinking, my car's better than yours, so better, denying the fact that we are all human beings, denying the fact that He struggles the way I struggle, denying the fact that we're all going to die, denying the fact that the thing that connects us all is love. You understand? Needing to have love for one another. So ego is a really powerful tool, but you need to know how to use it. It's not being used by it. And many people, especially in Cape Town, we are used by ego, by the fact that I want to be the Ochi. I want to be better than the next. Okay? By all means. So I break down other people instead of building people up. Because when I break them down, I'm considered higher. And that's what you see all the time. You understand? No matter when people's on the high level already, we try to break them down. We find the fault in them because it justifies us. We feel better. You know, we feel perfect. But we forget that we need to look at ourselves. So ego, that is ego. And ego at play is nasty. Okay? But now we need to understand that when you start realizing that ego can be a tool, and for example, the distinctions I spoke about, stacking your toolbox, where you need to bring the ego out in competitive environments, especially when I work with my with athletes, professional athletes. I usually tell them that, you know, ego is not something you want to live in all the time. But when you go onto the field, you want to step into that ego. The fact that you know no one's going to run faster than you on this field. The fact that no one's outworked you. And you get what I'm trying to say. So now it's being useful. You are getting it. You are using it to attain a certain result. Okay? That's not breaking people down, because at the end of the game, you step out of ego again and you step into love. Okay? Because that's what we on this journey together. No one is better than the other. Nobody. No matter what they want you to believe or think, nobody's better. So ego is a powerful tool, but you need to know how to use it. Okay? And many people are stuck being used by ego. So start realizing, when you start thinking or trying to break somebody down, why are you doing that? Ask yourself a question: what's happening right now? Is this the ego at play? Does it make me feel better? If it does, there's just work that you need to do. Okay? You work on yourself. And like I say, it's okay. We all have to work on ourselves. Okay? It's a never-ending journey, because we are willing to grow. Life is growth. That's what it means. Life is growth. The moment we stop growing, we die. Okay? So you can decide, are you accepting the lifelong mission and dedication and committing yourself to growing and becoming all who you can? Or are you going to be stuck trying to hold on to the little that you think you are? Okay? Like I say, the little that you think you are, because many people think they are the best. Or they lie to themselves to the fact that I am better than that, or whatever, to make themselves feel good. So yeah, so that's ego in a nutshell.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. There's so many people that have watched this live, the ones that are going to check the recording also. You know, my legs is starting to leave. I feel like I can run up a mountain right now just by how motivated.
Yes, that's good.
I could literally sit in your company, you say, man, and it just helped me so much. I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Continue to do what you are. I'll continue to listen to the podcast, because I feel that, you know, if somebody gave a good comment to confidence is often confused with arrogance. So true. That's what myself and Rob spoke about last time. How confidence is confused with arrogance. Lose your ego when you know how hard you work. You're confident because of the work you put in, not arrogant but confident. So true. You are confident when you put in the hard work. And people are really confused there. But thank you so much, Sal, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't have enough daughter to stay on this live for 3 hours.
No worries, no worries. Thanks, eh?
All the best for you, man. Have a great day further.
You too, eh? Yes, bye.
Good. So, guys, I just want to play you the end of the song, like I said at the beginning of the live. It's a song just to pay tribute to all those that have passed away during this tough time. I played a bit of it at the beginning, so just to, if you want to stay, just to like the last minute or something. It's a really powerful and impactful song. Yeah, just listen. The song's called "Raise Your Glass." Listen what you got today. Remember someone sent me in a better place. No more heartache and messy fighting from your glass. With a better life for you. All the memories you said will always remain. Like the wind got the tears just inside my brain. I know someday we'll meet again. So, raise your glass to the ones you lost. Raise your glass to the ones you lost. Raise your glass to the ones you lost. We will be raise your glass to what you lost. Raise your glass to what you lost. Raise your glass to what you lost. Let us celebrate. Alright, the song's basically done. Thanks to all of those that have hopped on the live. That was really a great session with Kyle. Usually I'm one that speaks so much, but Kyle was giving me just so much knowledge that I felt like I didn't even really need to speak much or really ask him everything because he was basically answering everything that I wanted to ask him. Really so kind to speak to. Stay tuned for next week. Thanks to those that have still stayed on the live. Thank you guys for all the comments, all the love. Much love to you all. If you joined late, you can catch the live. I'll be sharing it on my IGTV right now. Peace out.